There will come a moment, maybe it's already come, when everything you leaned on will collapse. The people you trusted will vanish, the promises will shatter, and the world will go cold. You'll stare into the mirror, asking yourself questions no one can answer for you. And in that silence, raw, dark, and suffocating, you will learn a truth no one ever taught you. You were born to walk alone, not because you're broken, not because you're unwanted, but because solitude is the forge of the unshakable. Because only in isolation do you discover who you really are, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one is saving you. That is when the real work begins. And what if I told you that this agony isn't your ending, it's your becoming, that the silence you fear is sacred, that every man who ever built a fortress within himself did so not through comfort, but through fire. The great ones didn't rise with applause. They rose in empty rooms, bleeding, rebuilding, mastering the chaos inside. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why true power isn't given. It's earned in the dark, alone, where your demons live, where the false version of you dies, and what remains is unstoppable. Subscribe now if you're done begging for peace and ready to forge it. This isn't just a video, it's the beginning of your transformation. Let the fire begin. They won't tell you this at school, your friends won't say it, and the world certainly won't warn you. But here's the first dark truth. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your lover, not your friends. Even life itself, brutal, cold, and indifferent, will offer no apology for the weight it places on your shoulders. And still, you must carry it. There will be mornings where the silence in your room will feel louder than any scream. You'll wake up with 1,000 reasons to stay in bed, but not one person knocking at your door to pull you out. You'll check your phone, and there will be nothing, just digital dust. That's when the pain hits. That's when the realization sinks in like ice beneath your ribs. You are on your own. And that moment, however terrifying, is sacred, because it's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to awaken you. Let me ask you something. What if this loneliness isn't a punishment, but a test? What if every moment you've been ignored, betrayed, ghosted, or left behind was life's way of asking, will you break like the rest, or will you build yourself from the ruins? The world doesn't bend for your sadness. It doesn't offer sympathy for your wounds. It only notices one thing. Did you rise or didn't you? That's all it respects. That's all it rewards. Not how loudly you cry, but how silently you rebuild. That's why the Stoics taught us not to complain, but to endure. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, Marcus Aurelius whispered to himself, not for others to hear, but to keep himself from crumbling when the empire around him did. So here's your choice now. Stay broken, waiting for someone to stitch your soul back together, or become the needle and thread yourself. Because when no one comes to save you, that's when you finally understand. You don't need saving. You need self-mastery. But be warned. When you begin to rise, they'll notice. And not all of them will like it. In Chapter 2, we enter the mind of those who fear your power before you even wield it. Don't blink. They're already watching. It's a bitter truth most people never want to admit. The moment you stop complaining, stop seeking pity, stop playing the role they assigned you, people around you begin to change. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your transformation exposes their refusal to change. When you rise in silence, when you master your emotions, when you start moving with calm purpose, you become a mirror. And that reflection, it terrifies them. You'll notice the shift. Friends who once encouraged you will grow distant. Lovers will start picking fights over things they used to ignore. Even family might scoff at your discipline, your newfound stillness, your lack of drama. Why? Because deep down, your presence becomes a reminder of what they could be, but aren't. And rather than face that truth, they'd rather tear you down than rise with you. They don't want you strong, because your strength makes their weakness real. So let me ask you, have you ever felt suddenly isolated after making a powerful decision to change? Not because you pushed people away, but because they were never comfortable with the real you, the calm, grounded, unshakable version of you. This is the price of evolution. When you shed your skin, not everyone can breathe in your new atmosphere. That's okay. Let them suffocate. Because the deeper truth is this: your path isn't meant for everyone, and the higher you rise, the more silence you must walk in. But here's where it gets darker. In Chapter 3, we unlock the most dangerous lie you've been told since birth, the one that keeps you soft, reactive, and easy to control. And once you see it, there's no going back. They don't want you to know this, but we're going to tear it open. Stay with me. They fed it to you from the very beginning, like sweet poison masked as love. Take it easy. Don't stress too much. Do what makes you happy. They whispered these lies into your ear until they became your inner voice, and you believed it. You thought comfort was freedom. You thought peace meant ease. But here's the truth that no one dares to tell you. Comfort is a cage, a golden, polished, velvet-lined trap. And by the time you notice the bars, it's already too late. You've built your identity around staying soft, staying safe, avoiding friction. You've confused stillness with progress, peace with numbness, and pleasure with purpose. That's not living. It's slow, seductive death. What no one tells you is that the world respects the sharp edge of a man who denies himself the easy path. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it, Seneca warned. And where does most of that time go? Chasing the next comfort, the next dopamine hit, the next escape from responsibility. But real power, unshakable power, does not grow in pleasure. It grows in resistance. In the mornings, you don't want to wake up, but do. In the nights, you feel hollow, but endure. That is the fire that hardens a man's spirit. That is the opposite of comfort, and it's the birthplace of freedom. So ask yourself, when was the last time you truly suffered for your own growth? Not for applause, not for validation, but in silence, alone. When did you last sit in pain and choose to stay, just to see who you might become? Because that version of you, the one who walks through fire without flinching, is waiting. But he won't come forward until you stop reaching for the soft things that are killing you. And now, we go deeper. In Chapter 4, you'll face the brutal truth about your emotions, the hidden weakness behind every outburst, every breakdown. What if I told you the world knows exactly how to break you? And it starts with how you feel. Stay close. We're about to expose it. You think you're free because you can feel everything. You think expressing every emotion is strength. But what if I told you that every time you react out of anger, jealousy, desperation, or pain, you're being controlled? They don't need to put you in chains when they can make you rage at a comment, chase a ghost, or collapse under silence. The truth is brutal. Your emotions aren't power, they're levers, and the world pulls them without mercy. One moment of weakness, one crack in your armor, and suddenly you're spiraling, arguing, explaining, defending, breaking. Not because of what happened, but because you let it happen inside you, because you gave permission to be moved like a puppet. That's not strength, that's slavery. Epictetus said it best. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Let that settle. Every time you lash out, melt down, or feel the need to be understood, you are handing over the key to your own mind. You are becoming exactly what they want, predictable. And predictable people are easy to defeat. But the Stoic? He sees the fire rise inside him, and he does not feed it. He stands in the storm and says, "This is mine. I will not act from it. I will master it." Now ask yourself, when was the last time you sat with a burning emotion and didn't move, didn't post, didn't call, didn't beg? Just sat there and let the storm pass without reacting. That's not weakness. That is terrifying power. Because a man who cannot be provoked is a man who cannot be manipulated. But the next chapter, it reveals the most devastating truth yet. One that explains why people disappear, why your worth is invisible to them, and why chasing validation keeps you enslaved. In Chapter 5, we confront the haunting reality. No one owes you love. And the second you accept that, everything changes. Don't look away. You were taught to believe that if you were good enough, they'd stay. If you loved hard enough, they'd see your worth. If you sacrificed, gave, proved, waited, they'd finally understand. But here's the truth you were never meant to hear. No one owes you love, not your family, not your partner, not your friends, not the world. And the more you believe they do, the more you suffer. We all crave connection. That's human. But somewhere along the way, you were sold a lie. That love should be fair, that people will always give back what you give, that your loyalty will be mirrored. But life isn't fair, and love, most of the time, is conditional. It disappears when you're no longer useful. It fades when you stop performing. And if you're not ready for that truth, the world will crush you every time someone pulls away. Every unanswered message, every quiet goodbye, every cold shoulder will feel like an attack on your worth. But it's not. It's a lesson. Your worth isn't proven by how others treat you. It's revealed by how little you need their treatment at all. The Stoics understood this with piercing clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." Translation: never beg to be loved in ways that make you betray yourself. The second you stop expecting love, you start commanding respect. You move differently. You speak less. You react slower. You no longer chase because you are no longer starving. You are full. And that fullness, that terrifying independence, is what makes you powerful. But here's the question you're not ready to answer yet. If no one owes you love, what do you owe yourself? In the next part of this series, we'll go even deeper into identity, into isolation, into the dangerous power of letting go of your need to be seen. Make sure you're subscribed, because what's coming next will not let you remain the same.